Hello everyone, welcome to another guest internet instructional video. This is part of our series of videos that explain how to configure guest internet controllers. Remember, before you start configuring a guest internet controller, download the setup guide. This is available on our website or on the WispZone website. This shows you how to connect the equipment and it shows you the basic steps of configuring the product. Now, we've talked about the setup wizard. We've looked at the login for the administrator. We've looked at the reporting. We've looked at management settings. Now, what I'm going to cover now are the advanced settings. In fact, the advanced settings, we're going to cover each advanced setting in its own video because it takes a little bit of time to do that. So one of the things we set up when we went through the setup wizard was creating the login page. Well, we prepared a basic login page and we can actually do some more customization on that. So let's log in as admin. We get to the system information page and then we go to the advanced settings and then we click on the login settings. And so what we're going to see is several options here on the login settings page. Now, if you remember, when we went through the wizard, we had two options of access. We had controlled access, which allowed us to put in a code, and also access to agree to the terms and conditions. We have other types of access, which we call the login page type, and we'll see them if we click the drop-down menu. So controlled access is the first one, requires a login code. Unlimited access is the other one that we had in the setup wizard, which is agreeing to a disclaimer. We also have registered access, where instead of an access code, we ask people to provide information, such as an email address or a telephone number, before they get access to the internet. And then we have open access, where there's no login page, but all the controls, such as data speed, are applied. And this is very popular with condominium services. Okay. Now, the next item down here is your website. If you wish, you can force people to visit your website after they connect to the internet. Once your website is open, they can open any other website, but it just gives your website extra visibility. So we can put the name of our website here. It's already got HTTPS. We just need to provide the www dot the whatever the name is .com, and then we click the box here, force user to visit this website. So once people have logged in, they've provided the access code, they've clicked the button, then they will go to your business website. The next one we have available is timer window. Now, this is a pop-up window that shows how much time you have remaining. Now, most browsers block pop-up windows, so this is really not very useful. But if somebody does want to know the time they have remaining after they've logged in, all they need to do is open a browser tab and type aplogin.com, and that will show them the time they have remaining. The next button here is click clear Mac at logout. Now, this is important because a lot of devices now have randomized MAC, which means that each time they connect to a network, the MAC address changes. Now, when you log into a guest internet system with an access code, the MAC address of your device is stored together with an access code. And the next time you log in, it can recognize your MAC address, and so you don't need to provide the access code. Unfortunately, if your MAC address changes, as it does with Apple Android products, then we have to click this box, clear MAC at logout, and the person has to log in again because there's no way that we can remember that person because the MAC address has changed. So that's an important feature for dealing with iPhones and Android phones. We have inactivity logout time. So it means if somebody isn't using the network will log them out, and that frees up resources for other people. Now, if a device is connected, then it's still sending information over the internet, and it's not inactive. It's only inactive if the power goes off or the cable disconnects or something like that. And so this will ensure that if we put a time there, then the equipment will be logged out. Now, the next button here is the default login time. Now, if we select at the top the unlimited access where we agree to a disclaimer, then we can actually log people out after a certain time. Now, this is useful for coffee bars where they want to give free internet, but they don't want people to sit there all day. And so you can put a time there, maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes. After that, the internet service is cut. We also have authentication type. The default is we are going to authenticate a user using the IP address and the MAC address. Now, if some people build out wireless distribution networks without understanding the technical details, then what happens is the MAC address of the user's device does not get passed back to the controller. This is because a feature called WDS has not been enabled in the Wi-Fi network. We have to accommodate this, and so we have the option here, MAC and IP address default or IP address only. And maybe if people really don't understand how to configure wireless networks, we have to switch to IP address only. It's not so secure, but it will allow people to use the internet, okay? And we have here options for the login page design. Now, if we drop down this menu, we can use the setup wizard. We already did use the setup wizard. We've got an option here to upload a background image, which can be a photo, a JPEG. It has to be less than 196 KB. And so we can upload that to kind of customize. We can create an image with our logo. So we can do several things there. Very easy to do. We can also upload a custom login zip file. This means we can create our own login page using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And we can make the login page look like anything we want. Maybe if we have a website, we can actually take that code from the website and use that code to create the login page. And so we're going to pull images from our website, for example. So that's something to keep in mind if you want to do a customized login page. That's for people who are programmers, who know HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Okay, if you don't understand programming, then that option is not for you. Okay, so anytime you've made any changes, you click the button at the bottom of the page to save the settings. Okay, now that was quite a long video, but there are a lot of features in the login settings. If you have questions, send us a message. We'll be very happy to help you. Okay, so thanks for watching and see you next time.